Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for watching. In today's video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. You know, I've talked about, the mindset of a motorcyclist and all that. But today's video, I want to give some exact examples of the kind of things that are abnormal that can happen beyond the things that we're taught. Obviously, you've got left turners and all that stuff. All those things are, well worth watching. But there's also things out there that I've picked up that I want to share with you guys. And some of this stuff, I've actually caught it on tape when I was shooting videos. 1, 2, maybe 3 examples I'll put in here are things that were actually in my previous videos and no one really said anything about them. But they were things that happened, and yeah, I just want to talk about that and talk about my mindset going into those situations, and kind of how all that's evolved. So let's get into that. So the first instance that I'm talking about was in the very first video I shot. That was the one where I was in the Titusville area, and I was going across the causeway, and as I was coming over the causeway and coming back down, this situation unfolded. And rather than explain it to you, I'm going to show it to you right now and take you through it and show you some of the cues that I picked up and kind of my thinking through the whole thing. Check this out.
Okay, so in this first example, I was traveling east towards Cape Canaveral over a 4-lane causeway, and this is a clip from that original video. But, so you can see it unfiltered, let's remove the title, go full frame, and drop the color grade. I'm also going to rewind this just a bit and add a counter so you can watch and see if and or when you spot the danger. Here we go. To begin, the traffic is light and I'm at the speed limit of 35, and I've been passed by several cars, one of which incidentally gets pulled over later in the video. Also, you'll notice there is no median or divider on the left and no emergency lane on the right. Just a 3-foot wall and an 80-foot drop to the intercoastal. Now for that reason, I'm trying to stay between the truck in front and the one behind me on my left. As we were coming down the bridge, I could see the truck behind closing ever so slightly. And looking ahead, both lanes appear open and clear for about 400 yards. So, I check back to my mirrors once again. At this point, I now have an emergency lane on my right if I need it. And you can see the black truck is falling just out of camera view. But this is when I begin to see him in my peripheral vision, right about now. I'll just let this play out. Did you catch it? For whatever reason, the driver never saw the white truck in front of him stop, which began slowing before the black truck passed me. While he didn't shift in my lane, a good number of drivers probably would have. From my perspective, I saw the white truck slowing and immediately checked behind me, which was clear. In that moment, I had every option. If the truck pulled out, I was already slowing and could give way. And if he delayed and pulled out later, I had the right-hand emergency strip. As it turned out, he was aware of both our positions and held his lane, so I passed and acknowledged his decision, thankfully.
The other incident I captured, and neither of these, they were no harm, no foul, and in the second one was something that has happened to me in the past, and so when I see it unfolding, I go ahead and treat it as if it's going to be a bad outcome. And again, I captured this in one of my videos, and it's one of those things that it could happen to you 10 or 15 times, and you just don't think about it. But then one time somebody can do something and it changes everything. So this is what happened next.
This next example is different from the first in that the only series of events leading up to what happened was the erratic speed of the black car I am following. My initial sense was that they were slowing at some roads to see the names of the road signs, and they were probably lost. Keep that in mind and think about what you would do as we turned onto a street ahead. As we turn, I can see there is no one coming behind me, leaving just the black car and myself. So here's the point: you get to make a decision. What would you do? Well, I guess most would see this and just pass on the left. I mean, why not? There's plenty of room, right? Well, my thinking is that this person was lost and distracted and maybe had no clue that I was even behind them. What if this person had just realized they turned on the wrong road and had pulled to the right to make room for a U-turn? The timing of us passing and them turning into us couldn't be better. In fact, I've seen this very thing before. This could also have been several other things: a medical emergency, a spilt coffee, or a number of others. Whatever it was, I was going to be in charge of the outcome. So my choice was to wait, make sure they're not turning immediately, and then proceed slowly. You know, sometimes gut instinct is there for a reason.
This third example also captured while I was filming a video, but I actually was going to lunch and I had pulled into a parking lot. And therein is the dangerous place that they don't really teach you about, but how people react in parking lots. In my estimation, people, when they get in parking lots, rules of the road don't apply and everybody is looking out for everyone else, and so you can just do whatever you want. You know, people will back out of a parking lot. They won't even look. They'll just do it real slow, expecting the person that they don't see coming around just does see them. And so this is one of those. Check this out. Fortunately, nothing bad happened here either.
So yeah, parking lots are one of those places where I go on high alert even before turning into one. And this time, I captured another one of those moments. If you saw that white car and thought he might pull out, well, you're not alone. That's exactly what I thought. As it turned out, the white car stopped, but if experience has taught me anything, it's that you never let your guard down. In this case, the camera angle just missed what I saw as I pulled in, and it was that gray car moving behind the bus before it popped out in front. The driver never looked, but the passenger did see me just at the last minute. Just to be on the safe side, I encouraged them to go ahead and gave them a thumbs up since there was no harm. The other thing about parking lots is they're usually at the end of a journey or a leg of a journey, and it's easy to begin to unwind and mentally slow down as you're coming off the road. And even though speeds are typically slow and the risk of great harm are statistically lower, that doesn't mean an accident can't happen. And to be honest, I don't remember any accident, no matter how small, that just didn't ruin my day.
So that's what I have for today. You know, as I was watching that, I was thinking, that's really not the exception. That's more kind of the rule. You know, those things happen to us every single day. I know they do me. They probably do you too. It's just kind of part of riding a motorcycle, and you know, we just got to roll with it. I think it helps us, though, to experience those in our minds again, and to, you know, go back through the steps to reaffirm what we're doing, and to kind of, you know, stay sharp on those issues. Always be on the lookout. But anyway, let me know what you think. If you have any scenarios of your own that you want to talk about, put them in the comments. I'd love to read those things. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.